Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Manas to Mamas. You're seeing right. We're back in person.
We're taking advantage of these couple days. How we could film
as
in
many
person.
as we can.
And we're hoping that editing is a little bit easier since we're going to be just editing one video instead of two. Hi, welcome to your virtual Mama Village.
Yes, we're here for you, and we welcome you into our village, and we can be a part of yours. We decided to kind of deep dive a little bit into memory lane. But all over social media, all over Pinterest, you have a must-have.
What's
for
in my hospital
whatever
bag?
it is.
What's a newborn must-have?
Then
you get all this shit, or you register for all this shit on your registry, and you don't even use half of it.
Do you need it?
And then you have to run out and buy shit that wasn't on there, or Instacart crap, or send your partner to Target to get you X, Y, and Z because you didn't think of it.
Yeah, exactly. And some things, like we always say, might have worked for me that didn't work for Julie,
or vice
versa. What worked for us may have not worked for you. What we didn't like, or you rave about it to your people. So,
and just remember, when you're having a baby, the hospital provides you 99.99% of the things that you need. Some of the other things are just nice to haves or wants.
Yeah.
You don't need to go out and spend thousands of dollars packing a bag.
No.
That honestly, you may not even open. Yeah. You didn't open yours at all, did you?
Yeah. For me, I really took the less is more road. Even 2-pack, but even then with the little that I did pack, I used literally
none of it.
Close to none. But,
all right, so let's go ahead and start with Michelle and with Leo. What do you remember thinking you needed or actually taking to the hospital?
For sure during pregnancy and even postpartum, the pregnancy pillow was a big help for me. Mainly because I was a belly sleeper. So with the postpartum, I kind of felt the pregnancy pillow. It gave me that illusion of having something in my face. So that helped. And for me, that I kind of used that to breastfeed on the bed.
And for example, I didn't buy or use a pregnancy pillow. It just wasn't for me.
So that was a big one that I used kind of all throughout. But with Leo, so my bag was very, very minimal. We did a carry-on for my husband, myself, and the things that I saw on videos and Pinterest and must-haves. But I packed myself pajamas. I did the button-up little set that my mom gave us with
It has the flap. It's the two fabrics.
No, that one was button-up. Oh. She got the flap for when I got Diego because we got the matching.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
So it was a button-up pajama set. I packed myself a going home outfit, which was just sweats and a hoodie.
She delivered it in December,
so it was super, super cold. And then I remember going to not TJ Maxx. It was TJ Maxx. I think it was TJ Maxx. And I got this Familia Peluche sweater. And I'm babe, I need this for when I go give birth. And I was only 4 or 5 months pregnant at the time. And he's I'm not going to buy you a damn sweater. And I'm no, because they tell you have to be covered. This would be perfect. And he's fine, I guess I'll buy you the sweater. And I was yes. So that was in my bag. What else did I pack? I did a bunch of the panty, the always depend underwear. And then aside from that, I packed overnight huge pads plus smaller pads because they said everyone bleeds different. And then I took fuzzy socks, regular socks. I took my slides at the time. I took a little blanket, then chapstick, chargers, my husband's extra set of clothes. I don't think we took snacks to be aged because we're it's just Braxton Hicks, so I don't think we're gonna need
you guys didn't think it was the real deal.
Yeah, so I don't even remember having snacks with us. And then what else did I pack? I did like shampoo, conditioner, mouthwash, a makeup. I remember packing makeup, just like my mascara and my eyebrow stuff. I think that was it. Nothing too crazy. And then my prenatal pills, because they say you still have to take them. So I packed that. I had a bag of like lotion,
just toiletries.
like toiletries that I needed. And then for the baby, we took, like, aside from that luggage, we took his diaper bag that had like clothes that were newborn, 0 to 3 and 3 to 6, because I didn't know how big he was. And I had Brenda's baby. They had told her that he was like bigger, so she packed like 0 to 3, but then he ended up needing like preemie clothes.
Yeah.
So she's like, just take options,
like one of each size,
just in case. So we had like outfit for him to have in the hospital, and then a going home outfit, plus like burping cloths, like the nose suction, a regular diaper bag for him, and then in that I had like my birthing plan paper that literally was like, I'm gonna just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, with all of like the paperwork that they gave us, that they were like, take this folder when you go.
But you don't even open?
Yeah, I get there and they're like, wow, you're very prepared. Mom's just like, come. And I'm like, they told me to bring it. But I think
Michelle's a rule follower when it comes to paperwork.
Yeah, especially because I've been in the medical field, so I know, like, if we tell you, it's for a reason. Clearly, it's not. But with Leo, the only thing I really used, honestly, was the chapstick and the clothes we wore to leave. Because, like we said, I only was in the hospital for 26 hours, give or take.
Like, that's from the moment they wheeled her in to the moment that they were in the car heading home.
So I stayed in the gown. I thought it was easier. I didn't mind the gown. The hospital sheets and blankets were more than enough. The hospital socks were more than enough for me. I didn't care about changing. I wasn't there for very long, so being in the gown didn't bother me.
And I think it kind of also helped you go more with the flow, because you didn't realize that you guys were actually like having the baby that day.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, oh my god, pack extra things because it's happening. Like,
you guys thought it was a dry run.
Like, just go and go. Obviously we had the car seat, but even then the nurse didn't even really check. Like, she's like, all right, cool. Once again, it's like midnight when we're getting discharged. So
prime COVID.
They really were like, not.
We're just chilling. We're comfy vibes today.
But yeah, that was it. Because the whole time my husband was just chilling. I don't even know. I don't think we even took a blanket for him or I. Like,
because you guys weren't staying.
And even in the hospital, like, I know some people on Instagram will put the babies like in outfits while they're at the hospital. Once again, like, the nurses came very, very like no, not for us. We saw the nurse like maybe twice during the day. Like, they were just once again, 24 hours. Like, there's only so many, But he stayed naked the whole time with like the stuff they provided. I used all of the underwear and like padding and stuff they give you.
What did Chrissy Teigen call them?
The underwear.
The Asian pair, like netted underwear.
I used all of their supplies. Like, I didn't take a peri bottle or anything. And yeah, I just changed into my clothes and vámonos. Like, literally, that luggage was just a waste of carrying anything, because
more shit for Michael to carry.
Oh, and I did take my little freezer for my placenta, because I encapsulated my placenta. So on top of that, I did have like that stuff for when everything got delivered to like take it.
Yeah, to the lady.
But other than that, like, I used that freezer, and then my
like
outfit.
Little ice chest. Ice chest. Freezer. It's like a little ice chest.
But other than that, like, that was it. I didn't even brush my hair. I brushed my teeth, and that was it. Like, I don't remember washing my face. We got discharged at midnight, so I'm not going to get glammed up to go back to sleep.
Yeah, when everyone's going to be asleep.
And then it's COVID, so there was really...
And like, December,
So, yeah, I really didn't, like, pack... De por sí, I didn't pack a lot, but I really didn't use anything that I could have gone with just leaving with the clothes I went in. So for me and my experience of being in there for 26 hours, like, I literally just needed the clothes for the kid. Well, for Leo, for me, and
that the kid.
Yeah. So.
And then what about for Diego? How was that different?
Because I didn't use anything. We literally, for Diego, like, don't even.
I don't even
I think we
actual
just
bag.
took like a duffel bag, or I think we just took our stuff in the diaper bag, because I'm like 26 hours, like, and then mind you, like what I mentioned, the second time around I was only 10-15 minutes away from the hospital.
Yeah.
So in my brain,
and my mom was home with, if anything,
with Leo,
and you guys are more familiar with the area. Yeah. Pomona, right?
Yeah.
Or not Pomona, Ontario. Yeah.
So give or take, like if I did need something, there was someone there.
And it wasn't as strict COVID, so Michael could leave. I think that was the biggest thing. And you guys can have like drop offs. Mm-hmm. Like when she had Leo, I think she said like they literally were confined. They were like confined to that hospital.
Like, we couldn't even leave the hall, like to the hallways. Like it's literally like you're just stuck in that room. Yeah. So with him, it was like literally the same. I think even less because even in his diaper bag, instead of like the 3 options of clothes, I only did 2. Because I was like, worst case scenario, if it doesn't fit, just roll it up. We'll change them when we get to the house. I didn't take like an actual blanket in there this time. Like the diaper bag, I didn't fill it up like a normal diaper bag. It was literally just
the absolute basics.
Going home outfit. I think like a hat and gloves, because again, it was kind of like it was hot as fuck. It was hot as fuck when I gave birth, but still, it might be cold.
Y el niño va a agarrar frío si lo sacas sin nada.
So I did that, and then like my going home outfit and my chapstick, and then Michael packed his bag with like the chargers, his outfit, and I think snacks maybe. But yeah, even less this time. Like I didn't pack any of the underwear stuff, like any of that postpartum stuff for me. I didn't even take the jar of needles. I literally just took like 3 because I was like, God forbid I need the C-section. I'm prepared for that.
For the extended stay.
And then this time around, I did do like pajamas also, but once again,
But you were there a little bit longer.
I ended up using the pajamas, but other than that, like that was it. Like I didn't take the toiletries, no makeup. I literally took my toothbrush and my toothpaste, and that was it.
But I remember in the video that my mom sent when you were walking out of the Pomona house, having contractions, it literally was just like one bag.
Yeah, it was like, because the same. We're close to home, and it's like second kid.
It's if like I didn't my poor Diego Loren.
Like if I didn't use all of that in the first time, I'm like, I'm not gonna take it this time again. And so I think for me that was it. Like you get so you go on Pinterest and it's like must have.
A hella long list
for mom, for dad, for this, for that.
For baby,
it's like, maybe if you want to be comfortable, and also like I'm not picky when it comes to that. I'm not one like I can't be in a gown. I want to be in my clothes. For me, I think it just takes me back to like the medical profession.
Yeah.
I think it's just easier for them. Like I'm always thinking of them because I've been in their shoes. Like I don't want to have to deal with your gown and your shirt if I have to check all your stuff and come and. Of course, you could do what you want, but
if
for
you're
me,
more comfortable, that's what it is. Michelle's
I didn't care.
With just the basics.
Yeah,
and that's totally fine.
Most of the time, I was like not even the gown was on
just
me.
Just fucking,
it was, like,
boobies out, baby latch.
Which with Diego, I did stay a couple days more because he had jaundice. So I did end up using like my pantuflas, my pajamas. I did brush my hair, and like I did.
I don't know if we brushed it today, but that day she did.
But everything else, again, I used everything that the hospital provided for me. The second time, I think I got again that like Freedom Mom postpartum kit, and for me that didn't work. But the same, everyone's like, you should pack it, and I'm like, they provide everything. Like I'm not gonna take it. But yeah, I mean, the second time, like less even more. But yeah, what about you for your?
So mine was a little bit different because I was induced. So I knew that going in, we were coming home with the baby. At least when I actually went for the induction, not when I peed myself and I thought it was go time. But we had put the car seat in, I think, at 37 weeks. We had it all set up, like, I don't know in other states, but in California. And again,
one more thing. Sorry. I also, the second time, did encapsulate again. So I also took
little ice chest.
My ice chest. That was it.
So in California, I don't know if that's a thing anywhere else, but you have the option to make an appointment with the CHP to install your car seat.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm the first time mom, paranoid. Omar's child is at that point 15, so it's been a couple years. And then just the Mercedes SUV that I had, like the seats were just a little bit weird. So we opted to just install it early and take it to the CHP, and they got it all going. And then so that was in there, obviously. And
which like free of charge.
Yeah,
they will do it.
You just have to call to make sure that whatever officer does the safety checks is there. At least where I'm at, because it's a smaller city. I'm sure at bigger cities they probably have multiple options. But you just literally call CHP and say, I want to make a car seat installation appointment, and they'll do it for free. They'll level it out. And then once baby's born, you can go with the baby, and they'll make sure that it's like
for the correct
weight. The correct leveling, and the straps are this, and then you could do that also with toddler seats, with the big boy car seat, with the booster. They can help you, and it's free of charge. Just call and make the appointment. That's a little plug for the seats.
I also think, if I'm not correct, the fire department can also do that too.
Oh well, yeah, but our city doesn't have a technical fire department.
Oh, okay. So
that's how little our city is. They have a public safety.
I think here it's the fire department that.
Yeah, well, just Google it. See if it's the fire department, the police department, or the CHP. But somebody, and it's for completely free of charge. Yeah. But because I knew that we were going to be induced, and people you don't know when you're going to be induced, if it's going to be a couple, you're going to have it be that day, the next morning. The nurse had said sometimes it takes people 3 or 4 days of being induced into labor before they actually have a baby, or ending up in a C-section after 3 or 4 days. So it was a little bit hard for my OCD brain to be like, well, how much do I pack? Because I don't want to underpack. I know I'm not going to be there for a day. Yeah. Right? And then I had gestational diabetes, so that threw a whole other, we need to monitor blood sugars for, I think they monitored Ezekiel for 24 hours before I was able to come home.
Aside from that, you had to pack, a whole snack.
I had to pack, GD-friendly snacks. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, my list is a little bit more, and then I'll go into, what I use, what I didn't use and stuff. So, I packed toiletries because I knew I was going to be there for a couple days. And I don't know about y'all, but I need a shower. I don't like being a dirty girl. If you want to just be natural, have your baby and just lay in it, by all means.
Which, in some culture, not that it's not a must, but in some cultures
that's
they do.
What they do. It's a tradition.
So that once again,
if that's you, you do you.
I mean, technically, Grandma was like, "No te debes de bañar," but
I took it. I didn't even ask the nurse. I just took it. Once they moved us to the postpartum room.
I was like, Julie, should you ask? And she's like, I can do whatever I want. I'm like, I don't care about you showering. I just don't want you to fall in there.
Well, and the postpartum room was smaller than the delivery room because my delivery suite was massive. When I say it was bigger than most hotel rooms, it was big.
It was a good time.
And the bathroom was really big.
Yeah.
But no, once we had dinner. Dominic had already left, and Omar had the baby, and he was sleeping. And so I showered, but I did have the door open, so Omar had a clear eyesight. And that particular bathroom, they had the fold-down hospital shower seats, and the shower head would come off. So I didn't stand for long periods of time.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to shower. I was like, nope, I need to shower. And I wanted to just get refreshed, and I felt like I had a lot going on, and I had all kinds of people in that area between the nurses, the doctor, the resident, the student.
Yeah.
I just needed to I had the vacuum, I had the probe. Your girl just need a shower, okay? I just need a shower. I also used a lot of chapstick, an insane amount of chapstick. I don't know what it is. I don't even know why. You just use a hell of, your lips are super dry.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's the adrenaline, and then, because I ran a fever at the end, I was shivering, and I think that even, then I couldn't really drink water. I couldn't keep much down, so chapstick is, whatever, and I'm going to say this, and I may get judged, don't use cheap chapstick. Splurge for the good stuff, at least for this one time, because even though we had good chapstick, I still used a lot of it. I couldn't imagine using, the dollar. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's what you can afford. But if you can splurge a little bit more, I would suggest getting a better quality chapstick.
Just I don't know, maybe hospital air, but also the breathing, the pain.
I don't know what it is, but I used a ton. I would just go like this, and you or Omar would just put that shit on. I, in all of my research on my hours of YouTubing, black pajamas were key. And it's just because I was not self-conscious about bleeding through black pajamas. like when I would walk back and forth to the NICU, I think all my pajamas were either all black or black based. Even the flower ones were black based with like roses and stuff and flowers. So I was just a little bit less conscious about staining through my very sexy mesh underwear. And I packed a few sets. I think I had 2, and then because we had an unexpected NICU stay, like my mom went and bought me 2 more pairs just so I was like, no parecía retrato. One thing that I did wear that technically wasn't a pajama, but it ended up coming in clutch is like a small, like strapless black dress from Target. Mm-hmm. It was just like the top had like elastic for the boobs and like in the middle, to separate the boob part. But then it was just like literally a short, like almost a midi dress or whatever. Yeah. And that was very helpful because since it was short, I told you guys at my birth story, I had ice diapers like crazy. And it was just more comfortable to sit with no actual pants on, but still have a little bit of like, not a gown. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I did have visitors, so I had like a black dress with a black robe. And then I literally would have a pillow like this. Because like, my vagina was just hanging out with ice diapers. I got slippers, but I got slippers with actual soles. Yeah. Not like those just fuzzy sock ones or the soft ones. They actually had soles, which was clutch when I had to walk across the NICU. And it's because the floor is cold. Like when I go to the bathroom at night, even with the socks, I would still kind of feel it. So I would just put my little slippers on, and I just felt a little bit more like.
Isn't it weird how you're like freezing and the nurses are like, "Oh, he's fine. You don't have to like the."
Yeah,
so they're like naked. I'm just like,
not dressed. I also had the non-slip socks. I got some from Amazon because again, my feet got extremely swollen towards the end. And I was afraid that the hospital usually has, because we had gone for the dry run, so they had 2 sizes. They had small and then they had extra, extra large, which are the ones that Omar ended up wearing. And they didn't fit, so I like overnighted some like grippy socks. Battery chargers, honestly, I wasn't even on my phone, so I didn't really use it. I think Omar had a charge just to communicate like after the fact, but other than that, I didn't really have anything. I didn't take any nursing bras, but I did take a zipper like workout bra. I think technically if you look on Amazon, it's like bras for post-surgery, which ended up being, in my case, better, in my opinion, than a nursing bra, because after I had him, all the nurse had to do was just unzip, and then it was like free for all. Yeah. I didn't have to like unclap and then move, and then, so for me, that was easier. And now your girl is picky when it comes to sleep. So I did pack pillows. I packed a blanket because, again, I knew that we were going to be there for a while. Yeah. So I packed my pillow. I packed my blanket. Just to be cozy. I knew that it was going to be not as quick as Michelle. Even if I was to have him quickly, I knew that we were going to stay for at least a day because they needed to monitor blood sugars. Mm-hmm. I also packed all the snacks. I didn't really eat any, but I had to pack snacks because of my blood sugar. Up until literally I pushed him out, I was still considered diabetic. And to regulate my blood sugars, especially while in labor, they had like, once I got the epidural and couldn't eat, they were just monitoring me with IV fluids to make sure that and sugar water, I think, right? To make sure that my sugar didn't drop or spike. And at that point, it was not so much because of me. It was because they wanted to make sure the baby didn't come out with, like when their blood sugar is really hyperglycemic. Is that what it is? I forget the name, but it's basically when the sugar is so low that then they have to be put on sugar and then they become dependent on it. And it could lead long-term to them actually being diabetic or something like that. I'm not a doctor. I kind of blocked that whole diabetic part out of my things. I don't know. And then as far as like what else I packed, I think you had told me like don't worry about taking any of the postpartum Freedom Mom stuff because they literally have everything for you. And TBH, the hospital Perry bottle was better than the Freedom one. The ice diapers were better than the Freedom Moms. Michelle did bring me a pack of the Always Depend Discreet, whatever they're called.
The adult diapers. I thought they were easier for me because unlike you, the ice, like I made the homemade.
It wasn't pads. It literally was a diaper.
Padsicles, and then I tried the Freedom Mom ice underwear, and all the ice made me bleed worse. So the Depends for me were just better. So I ended up donating my padsicles to I forgot who, but I ended up donating them to someone. I'm like, I made them, didn't use them because the two that I used was just no.
And by the time we came home, I was off of ice. Yeah. Like they did ice diapers right away for like maybe 2 days. Like literally, they wouldn't even let it get semi soggy when it was like, here's a fresh diaper, here's a fresh diaper. So
and that's also that like at the hospital, if you need something, you say. I had with Leo, the nurse was like, oh, you need diapers? I'm like, no, I have some. She's like, no, you don't. And she like took that out of the bin, put them on the bed, and she's like, I'll bring you more. And this is like COVID, so they're like, we'll find you some. That's there for you to take. So and literally, like,
especially I think now, I don't know if it was before COVID, but post COVID, once it goes in that room and you get admitted, they can't use it, so it ends up in the garbage. So whatever's in there, like Michelle said, you take it all.
And everything. Even like the
thermometers, the bulb, suction bulb.
Yeah. I still have their little blanket that they use.
Their little hat, all the hats, the little shirts, anything that's in those cajoncitos, it's yours to take. And if you don't take it, it's literally a waste because at least now post COVID, it can't go back into storage.
I'm pretty sure.
And then let's see. I have a list of what's definitely not needed. Some people say to take your own water cup. No, honestly, the hospital one was perfectly fine. And for at least our hospital, the mom one was massive. It was like 40 ounces. You guys got cups. Yeah, she left. She's like, ooh, when we went back, she's like, I want another cup. And then you really don't need it because, again, like most of the big water bottles that you see on like YouTube and stuff, first off, they're fucking heavy. It's another thing for you to carry. Where these work honestly totally fine.
And they're like plastic, so you
can
just...
At least at our hospital, they were double walled, so they didn't leave like a mark. And it was an actual cup with the lid and a straw, even for the support people. It wasn't like vasos or like that pink. It wasn't that pink cup either.
Yeah, no, this one was
like a clear and it had a handle and it had a straw. So shout out to Sutter for those cups.
They think it makes it easier for the staff. I mean, obviously, like with nurse shortages, like I think it was just easier for them to grab that than like imagine having to take like a Stanley or
bring you a pink thing and then spill it into yours and then like, chuck it because they can't reuse it.
So I think it's just easier for everybody.
Yeah. And like Michelle said, I did get part of the baby shower gift or something that I registered for because I thought I needed, right? That's what all the registry items say is that Freedom Mom postpartum kit. I ended up returning it because I didn't even open it. Yeah. Like the Perry bottle that I got was enough. Mm-hmm. Because I was terrified of Michelle's hemorrhoids, I got like the Tux. They're like the witch hazel pads. I probably only used like one or two.
My hospitals gave them to me, both of them.
I didn't need to get the Dermaplast one. I didn't need it to. I didn't need any of it. And then as far as like what I packed for the baby, so here I was a bit extra. We ended up sending shit back home when it was clear that I didn't need it. One was a boppy. Because I had packed 2 pillows, I ended up using a pillow more than my boppy. It was just more comfortable. I don't know if it's because since it was a new boppy, it was tight. I just couldn't get it where I needed it, and it wasn't comfortable, so that shit went back home. And then I had packed, of course, this diaper bag. Michelle told me, like, don't take diapers. And then my friend Irene, like I mentioned, she had her son 5 weeks before at that same hospital. Mm-hmm. So I remember, like, I asked her, like, what did they give you? She's like, literally everything. So I think the only thing that we took for the baby was the blanket and hat matching combo that we used for his announcement, which is like a navy blue, super stretchy blanket that we just wrapped around him and the hat. And then his going home outfit. But even then, his going home outfit wasn't even in a diaper bag. We had like a little garment bag.
Yeah, that's true.
We're extra.
The lion one, no?
Yeah. And it was massive. It ended up being way too big for him because he was just so little. I mean, the doctors didn't even think he was, like, you can't even tell that you had diabetes because he was so little. We had to go get him preemie clothes because nothing that I had fit him.
Because again, they're like, usually with diabetes, like the gestational diabetes, your babies are like on the bigger end. So I remember you had like none.
Yeah, I purposely and then all of my immediate family knew that I was diabetic. So even baby shower gifts, I got like 3. I got like 6 to 9. I didn't even get 0 to 3 or 3 to 6. It was all like 6 to 9. So we had to run to Target. What else? And then I packed. I didn't even pack them a binky because they gave you the little binkies. Diapers I didn't pack because I didn't even know what size to pack. I was like, do I pack preemie, newborn, or one? And she's like, don't even take it. Wipes, they gave us everything. Yeah, I didn't. That's it. That's it that I packed in his bag. It wasn't even a bag that I packed for him because I think it was literally just the garment bag.
And then, no, you had his diaper bag. Oh, it was in the diaper bag.
Okay. The blanket and the hat. But like we didn't have a sign or anything. We didn't have like on Pinterest they can sell you these like wait. I literally just used like a template on Canva and like put the 4 pictures, added the elephants and the teal color, put the name, the date, and the time. That was his social media announcement.
Me, it's just a picture of him and the tags.
But yeah, it could be very easy to get lost and like, oh, I need.
I think what gets you and obviously
it's like the
must-haves,
or like what's in my diaper bag essentials. It's like, do you really need a whole face of makeup? Sure, if you want, that's you. But TBH, that was the last thing on my mind. I was like, nope, no thanks, I don't need that. Yeah. I did get my placenta encapsulated by a lady in Sonoma County, but she provided me a little like insulated lunch thing with the special labeled bags to put the placenta in. And that was kind of a shit show because like I mentioned, my placenta was dying. What was it called? Something was wrong with it, so they had to send some to the lab to get it tested before they released it. So, but even then, I was like, Michelle, you're in charge of the placenta. Make sure it comes back. And Michelle ended up meeting the lady's husband to pick it up. So,
it all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out fine. But honestly, less is more. If you know you're gonna get a C-section or you know you're getting induced, maybe pack another extra pair of clothes, like one more pair of pajamas. And then my going home outfit, I came home in pajamas. I didn't even, because it was just get me the fuck out of this NICU. I literally, I think the last 2 days I wore the same set of pajamas. I had just when I got discharged, because they had to discharge me first before the baby, but I didn't leave the hospital, but I had to leave my room. So I had just told the nurse, oh, he's in the NICU. So they just set me up with extra pads, those mesh underwear. So I was changing that stuff out, but I wasn't actually physically changing out of my clothes for 2 days. Yeah. Then I got home and then I took a real shower. And then like I mentioned, yo sí me fajé, so my faja was very handy for me. That day I got home from the hospital, I took a full shower in my own shower with my full-size products. That first shower postpartum at your house just hits different.
It's just I am finally home.
Even Michelle said, coming back from vacation or staying at my mom's. Honestly, I've been here for 4 days, and I'm already looking forward to my shower.
So just just because you see must-haves doesn't mean that you actually need it.
I didn't even order a bag. I just used an old
a regular bag I had.
Rolly carry-on.
My husband's soccer bag that he's had for.
Yeah, you don't need to go on Amazon and spend money on the mom bag, the baby bag, the dad bag. Honestly,
just use what you
even
have.
if you just take a fucking grocery bag or those reusable grocery totes.
For me, I honestly would just put it in that diaper bag.
That too. If you have it already, just use what you have. Don't splurge more on more money. Kids are already expensive. Yeah. Don't get suckered into this social media craze of I need all these things in this one bag because so and so used it. No, you don't.
And it's I get it. They're sharing what worked for them, but most of the time, if you see those what's in my hospital bags, usually a couple weeks after you'll see a follow-up video.
What did I actually use?
And you're not gonna know until you get there. So. Yeah.
Like Michelle said, maybe you're in and out in 26 hours and you literally just use your toothbrush. And that's it. Or you're there for 3 days and you use a little bit more.
Yeah.
I would say pack like you would pack to go to your sister's or your mom's house for a day or two.
Yeah.
Because usually at your sisters or moms, they have some essentials for you anyway. So to have that mentality, what would I pack to go to my sister's or my best friend or whatever? Have that mentality in your head because You really don't.
And you don't need a Louis Vuitton bag. It doesn't have to be expensive.
If you can afford that, go ahead. But definitely do not go into debt getting things that
you
don't
not
need. Use what you have. Use what you got from your shower.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, use those like reusable grocery bags if you need to. Yeah. Like, hey,
the Target one.
Target, hey,
Target sponsor.
Mahalo.
But with that being said, comment down below what was in your hospital bag. What did you use? What do you regret taking? What do you wish you took? We'd love to know because I'm always curious. I've had 2 kids. Don't plan on having any more, but I'm always like, ooh, what's in your bag? Just to see.
I still be watching the videos like, I never thought about that, or no, I wouldn't have used that, or I didn't think about that. I didn't need it, but maybe that would have been useful.
Yeah.
And you never know. Maybe your must-haves could help someone.
Yeah. Today's small business shout out goes to a very good friend of mine, Nicole. She's a boss ass mom over here doing it all. But she on Instagram she has Sign with Nicole as well as Captured Moments by Nicole. We'll tag everything down below for you guys. But she does photography, anything from couples, family, kids, photo shoots, maternity, engagement shoots. Message her. She loves to travel, so I'm sure she might go mobile for the photography stuff as well. But shout out to my girl. She just got her certificate and all of the stuff to get be a notary. So she services the IE, but I'm sure she travels and mobile. She loves traveling.
If you need to notarize someone to notarize a document,
hit her up. If you need photographs, book her for a photo session and then have her notarize something for you. But Nicole, we love you. I'm so proud of everything that you're doing.
She keep up the good work,
Mama. 2 little ones, and so I don't know. She has all this going on for her, but we're very proud of her.
You do the damn thing, girl.
But with that being said, we do have our babies are over us recording. So
remember, you are worthy. You are beautiful. You're amazing. You are enough. You are strong. You are capable.
We love you.
Until the next one, guys.